Okay, I think we are live. Just one second. Why is the video not appearing here? Okay. I hope it doesn't stop in between. Okay, so long hiatus before we do the session again. And today's topic is going to be an interesting one. Why is it taking two colors? Potential. Do you know this word? What does it mean? Come on, guys. Karthik.
Capability.
Okay, capability. Okay, just capability. Okay, what does it mean from scientific point of view? What does potential mean? What is potential energy? Have you heard of the word potential energy? What is potential energy? Sagar. You are cleared JEE main. What's this potential energy? Don't know potential energy?
आइडियल स्टेट की दूर ले जाओ जिनकी एनर्जी कंज्यूम था स्टोर था कोई ऑब्जेक्ट में आइडियल कंडीशंस थी.
Okay, so let's say, for example, this is a building and there is an object here. Let's say a ball like that. So now this ball has potential energy in it. When I push the ball, this potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy. That means that whatever energy the ball had in itself by default, that energy gets converted into the speed of the ball, it coming down, that all those things. In this case, what I'm trying to hint at is in terms of human potential. So human potential means that each one of us has potential or energy within us which we have not yet put to use, but there is the energy is there, and if we put to use we can do great things in life. The question is about human potential. How much is human potential? So for example, in terms of scientific terms, I'm telling you, for example, there is a ball with a certain mass, right? Then the formula for the potential energy is mgh. Correct. Nice. What is m? Mass. G is gravity. H is height at which the object is, right? So potential energy, capital B, is mass times gravity times height. So if there is a ball, I know its mass, I know which height it is kept, I know the gravitation, this is a constant, right? 9.8 meter per second square. So I know this is constant, I know this value, that okay, this ball has this much potential, which means whatever I do, that ball cannot emit more than this value unless external forces provided. That means that this ball has this fixed potential of capital P, whatever the value may be here, but it has a fixed value of capital P. So in similar terms, right, if we talk about human beings, what is the optimum limit that a human being can, perform at or can do in their life? So what is the P of a human being? That is my, question to you guys. What is the capital P of a human being? What is the potential of a human being? For example, I'll tell you in this way. Let's say you know the most successful guy you know. What have they done in life? Okay, you list down the things that they have done this, they've done that, they've achieved this, they've achieved this, all the things. You list them down and ask someone else that okay, what is the most successful? Who is the most successful guy you know? and you list the things that they have done. So if you keep on listing the achievements or whatever the contributions to society of every individual in the world, what do you think, who will have the longest list, who will have the most number of things? Okay, I don't know the individual, but I'm saying that, okay, what is the number of items on that list? Is it finite? Or is it infinite? Have you heard of this term infinite human potential? That human potential is infinite. What does that mean is, okay, you have, let's say you are right now 21 or 22, right? How much years have you got in your life? Let's say ideally you live up to 101 years. Okay, so you got 80 years in your life. I'm giving you a very ballpark estimate. Given your habits, I'm not sure this number will hold true, but let's assume you live another 80 years, right? So what, by the time you die, how much you think that you can achieve in your life? There is a fixed, is there a fixed list of things that you can achieve, or is there not a fixed list of things that you can achieve? Not a fixed thing of, yeah. Okay, if it is not fixed, what is it dependent on? Okay, mindset. Anything else? Hard work. Sagar, any philosophical answer?
Purpose.
Purpose. Okay, purpose. Yeah.
Goals, yes.
Goals. Correct. So goals, purpose is similar, but goals. Okay, so you guys know the. So you guys know the. So what I'm going to explain to you today is this concept. Read this line. Plug in the bigger bulb. This is bulb. Plug in the bigger bulb means, let's take an example of electricity. For example, this light, right? This light is 10 watt. 10 watt. What is watt? Correct. Unit of power. So this means that this can consume 10 watt of power and illuminate, convert that into light and throw the light. Okay. Now, for example, this light. This light is 20 watt. That means this light can convert 20 watts of power and throw it into light. So in comparison with this light throws more light in terms of spread and all. Have you heard of a halogen? You know what is halogen? How much power does that consume? 200 watt halogen, 80 watt halogen, right? Which means that my halogen can draw 80 watts of power, 200 watts of power, and generate that amount of light. What is the input for all of this? Electricity. But how many, what is the input? Let's say, what is the amount of electricity that we get in, let's say, this office or in your house? Yeah, 230. So 230 volt. 230 volt means, this is called 230 volt AC mains. That means the input for this light, for this light, for the halogen, everything is 230 volt. My input is 230 mains for all of my electrical appliances. If I put a small fan like we have here, that also draws from 230 volts. If I put a big fan, if I put an AC, that also draws from 230 volts. That means whatever appliances I have in my house, everything draws from 230 volts. So the concept that we are trying to put forward is, whatever you do in life, plug in the bigger bulb. Plug in the bigger bulb means your input, whatever you have in your life resources, that is going to be same. That remains same generally throughout the life. But what are you going to get out of it, that is not same. You can either put a 10 watt bulb or a 200 watt halogen. This is plugging the bigger bulb, is not plugging it into your body. This is plugging it with your goals and purposes. That means, let's say for example, I asked you guys that what is your purpose in life? We had this conversation earlier as well. So you say, no, no, I don't know, maybe like this. Whatever purpose you have in your mind, if that purpose is your bulb, your input, that is your potential, is infinite. There is no limit on which you can, there is like, okay, you can only do this, you can only do that. Those are all self-imposed limits. Limits on the human psyche are decided by your mindset, your purpose, your goals. And that is the bulb that I'm talking about. Plug in the bigger bulb means that if the input is same, if the potential is same, what are you thinking about? What is your purpose in life? What is the biggest thing that you think that, okay, I'm going to solve this? For example, Elon Musk. What is his bulb? What is his bulb? Yes, his bulb is not to win an election or get $1 billion or $2 million. His goal is to put humanity on Mars. That is like the biggest bulb you can have. The thing is, your power consumption or your energy or the life, illumination in your life will depend upon the size of your bulb. How big your bulb is, that will determine how much power you draw in your life, how much success you get in your life, how much happiness you get in your life. Bigger the bulb, the more the fulfillment. Think about a guy who is just passed out from college, right? Like Karthik. So Karthik has just passed from college. Now he's thinking about his bulb right now. So he thinks that, okay, what is my purpose in my life? Let's say he decides that, okay, my purpose is to crack a great job at an MNC, or work in this area, or let's say he is interested in game development. So he might have this purpose that, okay, I'm going to create a game, AAA rating game, and I'm going to put it on Play Store, and that's going to be my claim to fame. So that is his idea of success. That, okay, I'm going to have a game in my name. I'm going to have a big thing. Usually what happens is, when you are at this age, when you are just passing out college or have just passed out college, and when you are young, you can replace the bulbs very easily. When you have gone through your life, let's say you are 40 now, for example, you've turned 40, and then if I give you this idea that you should plug in a bigger bulb, it isn't always possible to do that, because you already committed half of your life into something. You already have a fixed path. In this age, you don't have a fixed path. And this is my idea with sharing this message with you guys is, plug in the bigger bulb means, think on, like, okay, if I live till 100 years, what do I want out of my life? If I want to become a 10-watt tube light, 20-watt tube light, or a 200-watt halogen, depending upon that, your ideas will expand. Depending upon that, your potential will expand. Depending upon that, you will do much better things, much greater things. But if the idea itself is small, if the idea itself is small, then the potential is never reached. You'll stay limited at the 10-watt potential. That, okay, I'm just going to get a job, or I'm just going to do this, or I'm just going to do that. So depending upon the ideas, your life will expand or shrink. What happens is, right now, if there are school going children in America, and they get inspired looking at Elon Musk and all these guys, and what they do is, they get this dream that, okay, I'm going to build a company, I'm going to sell it for this much, or I'm going to build a startup, I'm going to do this, that. So they have all these different ideas, and what they do is, they drop school at a young age. That, okay, I'm going to drop out of the school, and I'm going to chase this idea. That means, bigger the bulb, the more radical your actions are. Radical. What is radical? Radical is drastic, not normal. Radical is like the opposite of normal. So what is not normal is radical. So if you'll do radical things in your life only when the idea is outside your comfort zone, outside your outside the things that you already know. So the main purpose with me sharing you this message right now is, I read this plug in the bigger bulb line in a book, and that is when I thought that, okay, this is a very great idea, because all of your peers, they might have started with the same thing. You might have gone to the same school, you might have gone to the same college, but you might not get the same results in life. And more often than not, it's a phenomenon to do with the bulb, or what are you chasing, what kind of purpose you are chasing in your life. If that is clear, if that is refined, if that is more clear to you, then you'll quickly go towards that. The more clear your idea is, the more clear your purpose is, the more easily you'll go towards the achievement of that. So this is a message that I read, plug in the bigger bulb, and that is why I wanted to share this with you, especially for guys your age, because right now there is a flexibility with you, that you can choose the purpose in life. That okay, what I want to do. If I just want to live a normal life, I just want to do normal things, then you can choose to do that. But if you say no, I have big aspirations, I want to do big things in life, I want to do that, I have 10 skills, do whatever. So depending upon your choice and your purpose, what I would say is, whatever you have thought of, multiply that by 5. Whatever you have thought of right now, multiply that by 5 and plug in the bigger bulb. That will draw more potential out of you, that will bring you more success, more happiness in just the process of achieving it. So this was my idea of sharing this with you. The book is already, I think, it's not there here, it's at my home, but I shared the book with you as well. And once once you start following that bigger bulb, once you start following that idea, then everything in your life becomes very black and white. Black and white means, if you have a decision to make, that okay, should I do this or not, then it is like, okay, is it helping me achieve my goal or not. So that way most of the decisions in your life become very easy if the bulb is big enough. So for example, you had this bulb of going to the Mars, or like you have to go to the Mars, and somebody says to you that today I want to go to the movies. Will you say yes or no? If you are working dedicatedly towards it, will you say yes or no? Elon Musk does not go to movies, right? Elon Musk knows that okay, I have to go work towards this. Oh yes, he has his downtime. He plays games. He does all this. Which I don't know which game he plays. I think it's something called S. I think the name I forgot. But he's like the top ranking player in that game. He also has his downtime. But in his mind, the purpose is very clear. That okay, I want to do this. For example, if your idea and purpose is to become a rich man, a successful man, like that, and somebody quarrels with you for 10 rupees, 20 rupees, will you do the quarreling? It's like, sure, let's go. So most of the things in your life, small petty things, you'll let go of if the bulb is bigger. If the bulb is small, then you'll keep on fighting over small things. And this is to be remembered for all cases. This is not just for work and success. This is for all things in life. The bigger the bulb, the more clear your understanding, the more refined your vision for going towards it. Okay, I think that's enough Gnan for today. Any questions, any doubts, Sagar? Any? We'll discuss this. There's another related topic to that, but it'll take some time, so we'll discuss that in one of the upcoming sessions. Next time, whose chance is it? After Nidhi, it's Karthik. Okay, Karthik's chance. Okay, Karthik, what will you do? What will you share with us next week? Okay, not a problem. We'll do that.